Hi guys. Oh my god. I look like I have makeup on because that's how red I am right now from freaking out. Ryan fixed it. Of course. My technical support team. I'm so sorry, you guys. I have the biggest mess here too. I was like, there's no way I'm putting all this away without showing everybody all of it. I shopped mustache. Okay, what is going on with you? Let's see what's going on here in the comments. Okay, who's here? I think Maria's here. There we go. I can see him. Oh, wow, you guys have been chatting it up here. All right, fill me in, guys. I'm having technical difficulty. Well, I'm glad that it was like a fun little chat. Hello. Honestly, I hate the computer right now. I hate it. I feel like I'm backwards. There's something wrong. Do I look, is it the wrong camera? I don't know. I don't care. Hello, everyone. Welcome. I've been hard at work on the website. It is the most grueling process that I've ever been through my entire life. No Gen X person should ever attempt to build their own website. That's what I'm going to stick by that. I could probably hire like an 8th grader and he could get it done like at lunchtime. Hey, Judy, your stuff got mailed out today. I'm sorry. We're a little behind over here. You should get your necklaces in a couple of days. Hi, everybody. Okay, I don't know about you guys, but I'm not into my makeup right now. I'm into my skincare, and I don't know. Like, I haven't been into foundation, and I've been wearing like concealer, and I've been wearing these two things from Wise Beauty. The peptide serum and the SPF. It's like a glowy blur, but in a good way. So the peptide serum is like this pinky kind of really just hydrating, and it's very like weak signaling, so you're not going to interfere with any other skincare that you have going on. But I love the glow. And then this sunscreen, the only thing is that this is peeling, and I don't know why, but I take a couple pumps of the SPF primer. I've already ordered a backup of both after the sale because, of course, it sold out during the sale. But I want to try more of their products because I'm very impressed. I don't know. I just feel like I've been putting a little bit of concealer on and this heading into summer. The only change I might make is I bought the glow primer from Sicily last summer, I think. And it's got a slight kind of suntanny look to it. So I've been just kind of putting it just like on the high points just to get like a different color glow. I don't know. I like primers right now. You're going to see the Dumb Wars Product 2 tonight. Oh, are you going to get the pink purse of popcorn? pink popcorn purse? I want the pink popcorn purse. You looked for a prequel in Canada and don't think it's there yet. Really? Do you have Target in Canada? Do you guys have Target? And then I give myself a little spray of this because it's just nice, like self-sealing glow. I have something to tell everybody. So I found this out kind of by accident. The Olive Young is launching in the United States on May 29th. After May 27th, there's going to be no more ordering from international. You're going to only be able to order off of the US website. If you have points or anything with them, you need to kind of deal with all that because it's not clear to me if it's transferring over or not. And then when they launch here, you'll be able to order through their website here. It's a different terms of service. And I wasn't really sure about any of it except for it made me feel like if there's something that's from Korea that you really, really want, like a sunscreen, and it's on their website, you might want to grab it before they shut it down. I don't even have a concealer here. Oh, let's see. I'll use the RMS. No Target anymore. Huh. Oh, that's great. You haven't seen the first one? Oh, it's such a great movie. I was reading, though, about how the fact that they literally started advertising for the movie before they started shooting the movie because they paid for the movie with all of the licensing that they're doing. Like L'Oreal is going in really hard. And they're doing all of these collabs. And basically, it financed the movie. And they're hoping that it'll be the same situation that Barbie was, where it was like a successful PR push and launch, not just a PR push. The movie actually lived up to, what people were hoping it was going to. But I don't know. I hope it's good. I hope it's good. I hope they keep the good story going. I can't believe how much press Anna Wintour has been doing. I mean, she never, ever does this kind of thing. She's on the cover with Meryl Streep. This is also from Wise Beauty. This is the Leica Gloss Lip Tint. I just need something on my lips right now. Okay, so there is a sale going on right now at Credo. I wanted to tell you guys about it. All the Westman Atelier is on there. It's 20% off. They also have Mob Beauty, which I love, and Josh Rosebrook. So like my hydrating accelerator, like I can't live without. The Vital Balm Cream, equally. They're both just so good. Those can be picked up for 20% off right now at Credo. There is a link down there. And also Macy's is running 15% off right now on beauty. But I'll tell you, my good purchase of the week was a bag from Saks, which I didn't think was going to happen from Saks because I thought they were going through like all these financial things, but they're coming back. What I don't like is that they're kind of price fixing across their stores. Like they'll have completely different pricing and it blocks you from getting to be able to get the discount at the other place. So Saks is running like 30% off on a ton of purses right now. Really nice ones that are full price everywhere else. So check it out if you're needing a purse. I haven't bought a purse in a really long time. I'm not into like designer bags and stuff. Like my bag it has to be functional. Like I need pockets and compartments, and I like to carry a lot of stuff with me. I'm not like a light traveler. I'm like the world is going to end and we'll probably live for a year on whatever's in my purse. So, how are you guys doing? It's kind of been an interesting spring. We finally have like that beautiful green that's starting to come back, and it's real bright. It's really light green. And all of our crab trees are in full bloom right now where I live. So everywhere you go, it looks like what Ryan was sending me, basically from Tokyo with all the blossoms everywhere. It'll take one rainstorm and it'll all be gone, but it's so pretty right now. And it's so nice to have the dog outside, and it's just like giving me life again. It's so good. It made me start finally thinking about summer, even though I'm clearly not dressed for it yet because it was still cold here today. We're coming up on Mother's Day. It's just like all of a sudden it's going to be May, and it's weird. It happened like the winter crawled, and now I feel like we're going to turn around and it's going to be like Labor Day weekend. Okay, so I'm already seeing a bunch of sales for Mother's Day. I'm seeing a ton of brand sales. If you guys go through like your email spammy stuff, there are a lot of brands right now having like 20% off, 25% off. I've been seeing it all over the place. They're all advertising right now. There's a lot of sales. Just keep your eyes on certain things. The other thing I wanted to tell you is that if there are any Chanel eyeshadows that you love, try to track it down now, because they're going. Like for real, they're going. And they're not being restocked. Has anybody tried the new mascara or concealer yet? I think Maria has. I want to pick up the Le Beige one. I'm not buying like that straw bag thing though. That straw bag aggravated me. Okay. So I pulled out a whole bunch of stuff. Oh, I want to tell you guys one other thing. Ulta is now carrying Dr. Malaxin. We're going to be talking a lot about Dr. Malaxin when we talk about the skincare. But anybody who's got under eye stuff, and even those of you who don't, I put in the morning 2 here, 2 here, and like wrap it like around my mouth, and then 2 like right here. And I just like walk around and, get dressed and whatever. By the time I sit down, they're ready to come off. They plump everything and they firm. These are the calcium Seminrite volume eye patches. I don't care if they're eye patches or what patches, because I put them all over me, and there's 60 of them in here. And it's a very nice package. It's got the hard top. I use the little tweezers that I have to pull them out. You have to really be careful because they kind of stick together, and you don't want to like put 2 of them on and think that you only have 1. But I am telling you guys, this stuff has made a huge difference in my life. And I'm also using the bonding eye cream. And I don't know if this is on their website yet, because this one is from the Korean place that I go to. They're in the process of redoing their website. So we'll be able to shop on there, and I'm trying to work out some kind of a deal for us. So we'll see what happens with that. You haven't tried any of the Chanel yet? Available there next week. The mascara is definitely of interest to me because it's a tubing formula. It's my favorite. And the concealer is supposed to be hydrating, and people are comparing it in hydration level to like the sublimage. So I'll take it. I will take it. Okay, so summer's coming. I pulled a lot of stuff out. We're not going to get to all of it today, but let's start with just getting some structure on the face and just kind of getting a little color. I don't think that there's a better product out there right now than these contour sticks. I don't care what you want to call them, the contour, the bronzer, the whatever. It's all relative to your skin tone. I love a good cream product. I don't love a lot of makeup in the summer, and I don't really love to like feel makeup on in the summer. So what I'll do is I'll use a little bit of the cream, but I usually always finish it then with like a powder also, just to get like a little extra wear time out of it. And I try to, this is cocoa, by the way, that I'm using. I try to go into like my hairline as much as I can because I feel like it's such a tell. And just try to give myself a little bit of definition here. And I'm going really far back here because I don't want to pull it down. I want to lift everything up. That's why I go for like far back. So look at your sticks, see which one looks like a bronzer, which one looks like a contour, and don't stress about what it's called. I am going to go out on a limb and say that this is probably one of my favorite bronzers ever, and I will never go through it in my entire life. This is from Giorgio Armani. I love it. I think it's fantastic. I don't think that with a bronzer this size that I'll be running into any situations where I need a bronzer anytime soon. I have so many bronzers. It's crazy. But I usually fall back on this one. However, I found a couple others that I really do love. We all have Hourglass bronzers in different palettes. They are a classic for a reason. Such nice, like, just, they're coming out with all those new palettes. The other thing that you can probably dig out from one of your years is one of these terracottas. These are the bronzing powders, and this was a year that they didn't go real warm. This one's called Natural Blonde, and it had like a little bit of pink in it. So it's kind of a nice little like accent. I don't like being too precise in the summertime. I'm like sweating and I'm hot and I just don't want like a lot of stuff on me. If you still have incandescent, this is such a summer favorite of mine. I put it over like bronzer and highlighter, and it's just like, oh, God, will they bring this back, please? It's still so good. Look at that. I mean, it was like a sunburn with like a tan. Let's put a little on. lot of us have this. I just always felt like this was such like a natural looking kind of a vibe. There's so many things in your drawers that you don't remember that you have. Go shopping in your house. Open things up. Really look at the palettes and see what's inside before you buy anything. Another one that I do love in the summertime are these Chanel blushes. This formula is the one that they have at Ulta. I think it's called like the #1. I have no idea what color this is because it's totally worn off. But these set down, and I like to kind of layer up the glow because I don't really get a tan anymore. I hope I don't get a tan anymore. Okay, let's talk about Tom Ford for a minute. I've gone into like every single store that I've been in lately that has Tom Ford. I go in there and I reach in for a palette and I'm looking at all of them. And every single time I pick it up, it's Hazy Sensuality. I swear, it must be like, I don't know. It is such a beautiful palette. And you can, I mean, obviously you can wear it at any time of the year, but there's something about it that just is, I don't know, like healthy. It's got like a healthy look to it because you have kind of this sort of pinky rose kind of a color. You got the champagne, you have like a little bit of a warmer tone, and then this nice, very neutral brown. And the shadows are all just satiny and pretty. They just sit nicely on the eyes. I really like that palette. When I think about my Tom Ford palettes and how many there are and how many iterations we've had of all of these different things, there are so many warm palettes. Body Heat, Honeymoon, Golden Mink, the cherry one, Eclectic Cherry. But there are some that I forget about. This is Golden Mink, and I know they've changed these a little bit. I'll take Lumiere de Verre at any time of the year. I will take any of these sparkly shadows on any look at any time and be very happy. Just that alone with some bronzer, and I could be done. I could be done, and then I could be, that's it. Like, I don't need any more than that. And please take out your nude dip. It's like these palettes are such classics, and they are for a reason because they're so pretty. I think Nude Dip is like the original before anybody had anything cool toned, even remotely. I mean, this palette has to be at least 5 years old, probably more. Not that I advise you to wear your makeup that's 5 years old, but I have a different rule with powders than I do with creams. I feel like if the powder hasn't disintegrated, it's probably fine. I have a sample of the new Le Beige concealer, very light coverage, blurring, not particularly moisturizing. Okay, that'll be a big no for me then. I don't even need a concealer. I have to start saying that to myself. Like, do I need a new concealer? Clearly I do not, even though I couldn't find one just now. Oh, guys, golden hour. I mean, look at the shadows. How they catch the light. It's like a sunset. The Bisou Balm, I think it's too drying for me, personally. I like lighter coverage the more I get into makeup. Once upon a time, I wore matte full coverage. What we were covering up, I have no idea, because I'd love to have that back. Tiger's Eye is another absolute summer favorite. You guys have these in your drawers. There are colors there. Okay, they've done about 19 different iterations of bronzy tones with some sort of a green blue idea. This one was Emerald Dusk, but one of these fun greens. Just love it. Love it. Okay, this one is Peach Glamour. You tell me that you can't get through the whole summer like that. Stunning. I love like a very bronzy look. And it's going to be all about decadent maximalism, apparently. So I'll feel free to wear my eyeshadow. Has anybody tried the Violette eyeshadows yet? Tom Ford Cognac Rose is one of your faves. No, Marianne, I would like a balm if you can recommend. What kind of balms, guys? Are we looking for like just a lip balm, or are we looking for a matte? If not bought yet, looking to try. Jacqueline, I love roses. Also like, I have to test that one. Okay. I busted out some oldies here. Mini Bronze. Now, granted, it's a little orangey, but it's still fun. It's still fun. What kind of balms are we looking for? Are we looking for like colored balms or a balmy lipstick? Do we want a lipstick that is a balm? Are we looking for something that's hydrating? What are we looking for? Okay, if you want to be a little bit of a princess, you can go to Mini Rose. There's a lot of palettes like this. There were a couple from YSL that came out that are in the same family, that kind of like nudie pink. And if you're not somebody who gets particularly tan, putting some of this in your crease with a little bit of this gives you the same effect as some of those deeper ones that we were just looking at from Tom Ford. The Cognac Rose Quad is quite old. The Wet Dry Formula. I don't even have that one. Okay, Lisa, let us know. Mini Glam. Okay, now this is just, this catches the light in such a bronzy way. Look at this one. Natasha, she always brings it when it comes to eyeshadow. Look at that. It looks wet. And how old are these? Very, very old. Oh, I thought it was perfume. They're coming out with that new one I saw. the Tom Ford. I want to go check it out. Okay, a couple more that are perennial favorites here. The I Need a Nude. I don't think that there's a season that goes by that I don't just kind of like leave this here. Like I'm starting to make like a major dent in this. You can see the shades are so good. Okay. The gold palette. Now this is, she did the I Need a Warm, which I really can't do, but the gold palette had enough cool and neutral tones in it that I was able to enjoy it. All of these palettes that we have, I mean, think about just what you're looking for in the summer. I'm just looking to like look like less, but have more. A fun eye and a bronzy look. I gotta say, I'm happy I'm diving into my stash and giving some love to what I already own. I've been doing it for a while lately too. I am so sick of the overconsumption right now. I'm in like an anti-buying phase. I don't know. I go back and forth. Right now, I want to spend money on skincare and skin treatments and use my makeup. Like I want to use it. I want to really use my stuff. I have so much good makeup. Okay. I think these 3 eyeshadow palettes could get anybody through, I think, pretty much any occasion. These are the ones from Dolce & Gabbana, which they now sell at Sephora. They have such beautiful texture and tones. They are so soft. I mean, it's a lot of packaging, but it's Dolce & Gabbana. What are you going to do? This is the rosier tones. And then my personal nighttime favorite for all you cool tone gals. This is, I think, has turned into one of my favorites. Like, this is like, I'm going out, to, you know, like for a real night out, I'm doing this. The color that is in this neutral part over here is such a perfect shadow color, you know, like where a shadow would really be. And it blends just easily. I mean, I'm not using like any, look at that, the spread and just the evenness. And then you've got these really pretty sparkles and shimmers. And they always give you a topper. They catch the light beautifully. It reminds me a lot of, I feel like it reminds me of, there was like a Chantecaille one that was like that at one time. I'll have to find it. Okay, blushes that I forgot about could be like a video series. Everybody talks about the YSL blushes, but Armani launched all those blushes at the same time. So you've got this great hot pink. And the nice thing about these blushes is that they all have kind of a friend in the liquid category. Everybody's really into beige blush right now. Mob Beauty's making one. I see Phytosurgeons always, that's like one of my favorite brands for blushes. They have a beige that is so pretty. I think it might be in my bag. Here's one of them that I love. This is called Condensate. This is more of a pinky beige. These are delicious, and these are only $15, and you can definitely get them in Canada because they are in Canada. In the summertime, I just do so much less makeup. Like I want a tinted SPF on, and I pulled a couple of them out to show you guys, but we'll get to that in 1 second. One of my favorite reds to make the fake suntan with is this one from Armani, because a little bit goes a very long way, but when you add this, a tiny bit of it to your cheeks when you have bronzer on, and it really looks like a sunburn in the best way. You have 12 Phytosurgeons blushes. You just got them. I love them. I love my Phytosurgeons blushes are my most used. I mean, on the daily, they're all sitting behind me. What did I just do with the cloth? I threw it away. There's a red powder blush also in this grouping. Here. So if you're somebody that doesn't love a cream, go in with a tiny bit of this, and actually give yourself like where the sun would hit you. I'm going very softly. This is a Reffer 2609. I think this is the Andrea Lee one. Don't forget your nose because you always get you there. And just pretend like you're getting too much sun. Patrick Ta does some great blushes, and I always feel like I can kind of like work my way in and, find one that sort of is where I am at the moment. I think this kind of a combination in the summertime, any of your little coral blushes that you have. Of course, I like the cream and powder together because cream makes me look better, but the powder makes it last. And if you're sweating in the summer, when you layer these together, it's so nice. So this is She's That Girl. This one is called Just Enough. And it's like this really pretty girly pink. And I thought like with some of like those more like utopian dream, like that Chanel that we have, I took that one out too. The Rose palette from Natasha. This one is called She's So LA. And it is definitely like, looks like a bronzer for me. And then the last one that I pick is called Not Too Much. And Not Too Much is one of those ones where I would say, it's not too much. Like, really, it's not too much. It gives you a little bit of life. And then you can take a tiny little bit of the powder. He likes to do the cream on top. I usually go the other direction. Because for me, I like to put the cream on and then put the powder on top in the summertime to make it last a little bit longer. There's two colors that I have here from Armani. This is 50.5 and 53. This is one of those coral colors that you can actually wear. It blends beautifully. If it's a little bit too orange for you, you can always take a little bit of pink. And this is really pretty in the summertime also. This reminds me of like the old Dior blushes. But you can always add a little bit of pink into it, or blue. Like you can get it to go the direction that you want. I used to really shy away from corals. When you get them on, it's a whole different thing. Lisa Eldridge has this one, the Go Lightly. And when you look at it, you think it looks like it wouldn't work. But when you get it on, it really blends into like your lip color in such a nice way. I love putting just like a light gloss on in the summertime. I have a whole thing of glosses that I pulled out to show you guys. The Violette lips look so lush, either her Bisou lip balms. When I tried her lip balms, personally for me, I felt like they were really drying. Did anyone else have that or just me? I don't love a matte lip though. I'll be honest. I don't. I don't think it looks great on me, and I hate the way it feels. I feel like that time has passed for me. Okay. Tom Ford has about 19 different bronzers that he's put out over the years. You're going to find one in your drawer and you loved it and you spent like almost $100 or $100 on it. Take it out and wear it. His bronzers are notoriously wonderful. This is a real keep it out on top and don't forget about it. This is Makeup by Mario. It's the Skin Enhancer. This is probably the easiest complexion product to wear. I don't think you can over apply this. It blends into your skin like perfectly. I wish it had a mirror. I wish it was in better packaging, but the formula is the best. If you can't find a contour or a bronzer or a bronzer or whatever people are doing now, look at these. Now this is the color light medium. The light one is a lot warmer on me. This one has like a better undertone. You would just think you needed to wear your Terra. I love Terra. Love Terra. Here's another one. At some point in your life, you probably were like me and you bought one of the Clé de Peau highlighters. I have this one that's more of like a bronzy look. I'm going to put some of this on because I want to show you guys how pretty. Now, this has an overspray. So when you first look at it and you think it's going to be glittery, it is not. It is actually one of the most beautiful light-catching highlighters that are out there, but they always have like an overspray, so people think that they're glittery and sparkly. They're not. They're shimmery, but they're not glittery. I'm going to take the Andrea Ali brush. I'm going to have so much makeup on by the end of this. And I like to kind of dip into kind of all the colors. This one is 22 shooting stars. I think there's 2 now that are like in the bronzier family, but this is like putting a little bit of youth back into your skin when you don't want to be wet and shiny in the summer, but you still want to look like your skin is young and supple and fantastically hydrated. A good highlighter goes a long way, and these are so expensive, and we all have splurged on something at some point that we should probably be using. And I'm going to say that about my Hermes also. I was real into this for a while, and then I stopped. But regardless of if you bought it now, if you bought it last time, if you never bought one, if you did, use it. Definitely use it, because it's not a purse. It's not going to increase in value over time. It's yours. Enjoy it. You know, like, don't save it for something good. Every day is something good. I just recently got the Mario in light medium after resisting the brand, but it was on sale and so useful. It's such a good product that it's so underestimated and so underrated, but anytime you need some definition, but you don't want to go overboard, this is the one. And it doesn't matter like what part of the year it is. It's not one of those that's going to matter. It just blends so well. It like blends into nothing. The CDP highlighter, there's 2 that are like this. This one's called 22 shooting stars. There's 2 of them that are bronzy. This is one of them. I think this is the less warm version. Reminding all of you that we all went a little bit crazy for YSL blushes. Get your corals out. Get your summer fun pinks out. If you're going to do a big color, do it in the summertime. Get your bright pink blushes out. If you have the Dior from, you know, the old collection, this is the time. And beige blushes are having a huge moment. We all have beige blushes in our collections that we can pull out. Some go more peachy, some go more pinky. But they're always like, they just pull a look together. And I'm just very into taking the things that I have and putting them out. Like every week I've been taking one of my little boxes and I've been taking from all the different boxes that I have, and I'll put them together and I make myself go and use stuff because it reminds me that I don't need more. I just need to understand what I have. And I am working on doing the same thing for your makeup that I'm doing with the skincare. When the site launches, all of you will be grandfathered in and you will become VIPs and you will have every privilege for however long I'm in existence. What I'm going to do is that everybody's going to get the skincare thing. And there's going to be an area where you can comment on videos and things like that. But you guys are going to have a live chat at any time of the day that you want. It will always be live for you. You'll always be able to talk to each other. You'll be able to send each other messages. It's going to be really cool. I'm very excited about it. Because Credo's on sale right now, I thought I would show you guys the powder products from Westman Atelier. This is the color that she just came out with, the watermelon one. This is it in a blush. I like this one because I feel like it's like fall and summer, like in one. Although I have to say this color is the color that they did at Chanel for the summer, but in a tube. So we have Fizz and Jam, Fluff and Puff. These are all 20% off on Credo. This is a really nice one. So underestimated. People thought it was going to be really, really cool. It's not. It's very neutral. It's such a good combination. And I feel like her cream blushes complement these so well. This is a gorgeous one. This one is Tulle and Truffle. That really pretty suntan. You can go dark. Her powders always look scarier in the pan than they do on your face. Okay, then we have Coquette and Mimi. Molly, if you're still here, I know this is one of your favorites. There's something about this color. It's unlike anything, and I think it's the one that she keeps just on her site. But so soft and pretty and understated, but healthy looking. Now this one is actually a great bronzy look for me. If you are very cool toned or very, very fair, Suede Sable is a really nice combination to warm up your skin. I can wear this as bronzer. The thing about colors that I've been starting to realize is that when people argue about whether something's cool or warm or, whatever the tone is like, it's too red on me, it's too orange on me. It's relative to your skin. Now, if you can't wear that in the summertime, I don't know when you will. That is called pop of color. What I like to do when there's a color like this is I'll take some clear lip gloss. Here, I'll show you guys what I do. It's fun. My favorite clear lip gloss is from Esum. And what I'll do is I'll take a palette like this. You can do this on the back of your hand. I'm going to do it on the palette just because you're watching. But normally I would just mix this up on the back of my hand. Take a little bit of my lip gloss. And then I'll take my hand, go into whatever the color is, and then you just dip your finger into the lip gloss, and you have this matching lip color that goes exactly with your blush. I like a cohesive look like that. When you can wear it in two spots, it's just prettier. Everybody needs a plain lip gloss and whatever color they're putting on, and you immediately have your whole summer lip extravaganza. Like, you don't even have to buy lip. Get yourself a clear lip gloss from the wherever. I really like the Victoria Beckham clear one also. But this Esum one is terrific. And it's very hydrating. It's called the Optic Glosser. It's got a nice little squeezy tube. I love Esum. It's a small company, and they're really special people. They are educators. And then, of course, we have Petal Biscuit. I feel like everybody started with Petal and Biscuit, right? Like, it was your gateway drug to the Westman Atelier fiesta. Okay. Very quickly, not going to open up all of these, but in the summertime, Mimi just steals the show. It's a great color. And here is the color that I just put on my lips. Also comes in a cream. So you can, this is Pop It. Just like that. Ooh, I used to use blush and eyeshadows all the time to make a lip in the 90s. And now you're about to do that. It's such a good idea. Because the cohesive look of having the color in more than one place, it's why like I'll always take like a tiny little bit of my blush and like just put it like up near my eye somewhere, just because I think it just makes everything sort of go better. I don't know. I just have always, I like the balance. Don't forget about these. Okay. Let's talk about complexion. Complexion in the summer. I go to my skin tints. My Suku skin tint is one of my favorites. It is harder to get because it's at Selfridges. But honestly, this formula, it's one of the easiest things that I have in my collection to wear. It smooths on the skin. I think it has an SPF in it, but I would not count it. But it doesn't sit in any lines. All of the Suku products, the complexions are really made for a mature woman. Like their formulas, they perform very well. They have the liquid form, they have the cream form, and they have the skin tint. There's a texture for you. Let's pretend like you don't have any skin tints. What do? You cut your moisturizer, usually a gel-based one in the summertime, with a higher coverage foundation. My favorite skin tint of all time, and probably will be forever, is the Lisa Eldridge. I don't know what is in here. It's still my favorite. I don't care what I try. There is something about this formula, the way that it skates over all of my wrinkles, the way that it makes my skin feel soothed, almost like treated. I love it. Hello, Rebecca. You're not late. You're early. You're early to the party. How's your battery doing? Rebecca bought a battery today. Okay. More complexion. Another skin tint that I really have loved and I think is very underrated is the Armani skin tint. This is one that it surprises me, but it doesn't. Look at how thin it is. This actually gives you a very hydrated, nice, not heavy, just enough coverage to make a difference. Like you can see that my veins don't look like they're popping out of my hand quite as much as this one. And it feels nice. It feels like skincare, which I appreciate. It's just an easy product to wear. It's an easy product to travel with also because it's in that like squeezy tube. I've got to get some wipes. Hang on. I have everything here, but there we go. Okay. Also at this time of the year, I love Le Beige. Some people have the Touch. I like the Le Beige better on me. This is the color I use medium light and medium. This is medium light. This has the little tiny beads in it. And it's one of the most refreshing, water, delicious, hydrating products around. It is so lightweight and actually does your skin a lot more like of a favor than you think it does when you first get it. You're like, I don't understand how this works, but the little tiny beads, you break them up, you'll see there's like little tiny pigments. You break them up, and then it mixes with that water base, and you get a decent amount of coverage too. It's a neat formula. And I've seen that there's a drugstore formula of it now too, which we're going to talk about a lot about. It doesn't surprise me at all. The VBB is I would say it's like my nighttime summer go-to. If I have somewhere to go and I really would like a foundation, this is going to be as heavy as I want to go. You forget when you don't wear this one how fantastic it is. It was sold out for such a long time. I know that I think it was Marianne had a very hard time with them. And I hope that you love it now that we're past all of that. If you don't want to wear any foundation, you could definitely wear a concealer and do some face sculpting with something like the Mary Phillips, or you can do anything from Makeup Forever, Tom Ford. You've got the Shade and Illuminate colors. This is a real easy way to go around your face, doing like the number 3. Go under your eyes with some kind of a concealer, and then you don't feel like you have like a lot of makeup on your face in the summertime when it's hot out. For the body, this is the brand Vacation Ink. This is a shimmer oil that I mix into my body lotion in the summertime. I'll put this on at the beach just to confuse people about my cellulite. Okay. It looks crazy in the bottle, but when you mix this into a lotion and you put this like on your legs or on your chest, on your décolletage, on your shoulders, on your arms, it gives the most beautiful effect. And it smells like a vacation, literally a vacation. It's delightful. It is just like the Tom Ford, except it's like so much cheaper and it's SPF 30. So they have it at Ulta. This one, I forget about this every single year. I'm like, oh my God, I've got to take this out. Okay. We all have makeup that matches our skin right now. We're pale. It's been the winter. You know, our skin's been through it. Everything that you've bought complexion-wise goes with either your summer complexion or your winter complexion. So if you're going from winter to summer, it's a lot easier because you can add to it. And I recommend this. This is the 3-in-1 bronzing drop with SPF 50. What you do is you take, let's take our skin tint from Suku. So this one's nice and thick. It'll stay on here. There we go. Let's look at the color. It's nice and light, right? So that's how we like a good shade match, right? In the summer, you really don't want to look as pale as we do in the winter. These are bronzing drops. Now, you can do D-Bronzy from Drunk Elephant. There's a lot of different ones. But bronzing drops, this one has SPF, will take your foundation and give it that extra oomph that you need in the summer. Another thing that you can do with your foundation that people don't talk about all the time, but you can, all the pigments are the same, is you can take something like a darker blush. Let's grab, I think it's the one in my purse. Hang on. Yes. This is called Exothermic. Any kind of brownish blush that you have. Here's this one. I'm going to put a little bit of that on my palette. Now you can do this with any cream blush that you have. And what I do is I just start to mix them together. These are just complexion products, guys. It doesn't matter if you're going blush to foundation, but you can deepen up and darken any foundation that's not matching you. Don't let it go bad over the summer just because it's the wrong shade. You can use a brown eyeshadow. You can use a blush. You can use pretty much anything. If you don't want to change the composition of the formula, like if the formula to you feels really good, I would stick with the powder. If you need more hydration in it, go with one of your cream blushes. If you want to dial it back, you know, you can kind of play back and forth, but don't think for 1 second that you can't give yourself some extra coverage by mixing them together, because you absolutely can. And you can absolutely change what you have without having to buy a whole new foundation. I saw the Chanel bead type foundation in the drugstore. I'd love to hear my thoughts. I think that beauty innovation usually starts at the top. You know, the money is getting spent at the top of the conglomerate. So all of your Estee Lauder brand luxury up here, prestige, and then at the drugstore, the formulas are going to trickle down and go into the other branches. If you have a L'Oreal product, you are going to have L'Oreal companies sharing those recipes, those formulas, those research and development dollars are going to be absorbed through the whole thing. So if the technology is there, go and try it out. The one thing that I've heard about the one at the drugstore is that the consistency is not quite the same, but I wasn't a fan of the touch, but I'm a huge fan of the Le Beige. So even when it's a break in, you know, like when they have two different formulas, this is just basically like a biphase. It's got the liquidy and more of the pigment, you know, of the oil that you break them together and then you get what the formula is. Blurring blushes are, God, you guys, I don't know what kind of like crazy blurring technology they figured out, but these blushes are still wowing me. I took a couple of things out that I wanted to show you. This is Dust, and it's gray, right? I'm going to take a little bit of this and put it onto a palette. This is from Phytosurgeons. It's in their blush formula, and it's gray. I'm going to take something that's too warm. Mm. Okay. Here's an orange. Put some of it over here. I'm going to take a tiny little bit of the gray and I'm going to start mixing it in. When you mix the gray into this, it becomes a cooler toned shade that's wearable. You can do this with bronzers, you can do this with blushes. Gray will turn the volume down on the warmth that you're dealing with. So if you buy yourself a blush that's too warm and you mix in a gray pigment, it will take that color down. I have to go wash my hands. Let's take like a 5-minute break and I will be right back with you guys. I want to go through lips, a lot of lips. We have a lot of lips and a lot of blushes. Also, if you have something that is in your house right now and you are near it, grab something that you loved from last summer and come tell us what it is. Because it's like we have like amnesia, like makeup. There has to be like a word for it. The makeup amnesia, where you suddenly think that you don't have any makeup, but really you do. You love the BBB. Makes your skin feel great after. It was almost worth the price. You had to pay like 7 prices. You had to pay the price of waiting too. Rose Ink had a dupe and I got a sample and hated it, afraid to try the Chanel. Definitely get a sample of the Chanel then. If there's an Ulta near you that has the fancy area, they have the little beige there, the foundation. Okay, guys, I'll be back in 1 sec. I was at Trader Joe's today. They have this lavender salt scrub. Can't wait to try it. Sea salt and sweet almond oil, safflower oil, sunflower oil, lavender oil, grapeseed oil, apricot kernel oil, avocado oil, green tea extract, St. John's wort, and some preservative. And I'm excited. Excited to shower with it. I have to it's like I have to shed my skin from the winter, my winter skin. I want to try the Chanel, yep. Maybe other dupe formulas with slightly more coverage because people don't want no coverage, but I'm guessing, well, the touch, the bottle that looks more dense than this one has more coverage than this. This has more coverage than you think, though. Taking one little pump, I break it with my fingers. You got a big lump right here, but I like these brushes with it. You can get decent coverage out of a pump. It's pretty. Medium light is the one that I love. Fantastic. I'm going to use a little of the Mario to get a little shape back in my face. This is the one that you just can't overdo. It just always looks like you can wear it with no foundation and it still looks natural and pretty. I want to do a fun eye. I'm in the mood. This is a great one for transitional into bronze. This is She's Blushing from Patrick Ta. It looks like a bronzer on me. Okay. I'm in the mood for some green. I'm going to use the YSL palette, number 830. Let's see if it's on the Macy's website. I am not sure if they have YSL. Macy's like shocks and surprises me. They do. It's on sale. Yay. So the little mini couture eyeshadows are $58.65 instead of $69. And this color, It's 8:30 and they have it. Do they? No, they don't. All right, I'm not using this one. I'm going to use use 720 Captivating Dunes. And actually, this is a good one to use because I'm going to bronze it up. So everybody has a brown eyeshadow probably in their collection that seems like it's like everything else. However, in the summertime, we love a good bronzy eye. I always like to start with whatever the like lighter matte color is in here. And this one is a little shadowy, which I like. Just going to take a brush and I'm going to go straight in right here and just with my eye wide open because I want to hit the part of my eye right here. Let me zoom you in a little. Oh, it timed out. Hang on. My remote broke, so I had to buy a new remote for my camera. There we go. Okay, so on this eye right here, when my eye is like wide open and I'm looking straight ahead, I just want to mark like right here because that's where you're going to see. And my eyes are not even, but you just make adjustments with each eye. Like don't look at them next to each other yet, just look at one at a time. And just mark what's going to show when your eyes are wide open. And then I like to go in right here, and this is my flick method, where you're just literally flicking upward, up and out, but definitely up. You don't want to just go this way. You want to get up and out. And this is just with the lighter matte color, just to get some definition going. This will make your eyes look so much bigger, like you have more real estate. And I'm just flicking. I used to do windshield wiper, but now I flick. And always up and out. So already you can see starting to get a nice smoky effect. I'm going to take my finger, go into the darker matte shade. So it's this chocolatey color. I'm going to go really close to my lashes at the edge right here. And you can use the brush or you can use your finger. I get better control with the brush so I can get right behind those lashes. But sometimes I'm lazy and I like to use my finger. I'm just going right behind the lashes to flick this out. And I want to get as close to my lash line as I can. Okay, so we don't have any shimmer on or anything like that yet. And I'm going to look straight into here with the lighter color. I'm just going to make sure that I've made adjustments for where it looks like my creases. Now I'm going to take that same brush and just not windshield wiper, but just right here because you're not going to see this, but if I look down, I don't want to have no eyeshadow on here, so I just am going to put a little of it in here so that it doesn't look ridiculous if I drop something and then look down. I'm just moving this just slightly, but only halfway. Because this part of it, this is all real estate that we want to use to open it up. Now, the YSL shadows all have like a little topper shade and usually a metallic. So this is the topper and this is the metallic. What I want to do take one of my rougher shadow brushes. I love these. This is the 03. I'm going to go into the metallic one. So this is the deeper. And what I want to do is I want to get a little bit of that here, just so that it adds like a tiny bit of effect to this area, but that it still reads as like a matte. So it's just like, I just want to catch the light. And you can go bronzier on this. You can go more sparkly if you want to. I'm going to show you how I'm going to make it like super disco at the end. So now we have this topper shade. I like to put this very close to my lashes because when I open my eye, what you're going to see is like right here. So right in the center here. And then I'm just putting it up above that. It's going to transfer anyway because my eye rubs. So better that I should put a little bit there. And this is so pretty. The way that it like catches the light. And here's one of the best tricks to open up your eye. I'm going to use my Refer 23 and I'm going to go into that shimmery shade right there. And I want to put some of it right here. Right here. It's going to really open things up. And because I have such nice precision with this, I'm going to go right at the lashes here. Do a little extra. Every time I blink, I want it to catch the light. I'm going to curl my lashes before we get any further here. This is the Rougher Curler. We love Rougher. Rougher's having a sale right now too. And they are going into Hong Kong, which is so exciting for them. Sephora, Hong Kong. Okay. I'm going to take a little of this lighter shade down here to about halfway, like where my pupil is, and then just pulling it out. And all I'm doing is following my lower lash line a little bit. I'm not putting it up here. I'm taking my lower lash line and pulling it up like a line. So I'm going to go underneath, halfway, and then pull it just up. We're going to clean this up with the Q-tips, so we don't have to worry about it getting too low or too high. It doesn't matter. Just line it up. Make sure that right here, you have that extra shadow right here. This side of it, like I have more skin that's hanging down than on this side. but I want to get straight up into there. And I'm going to take a little bit of that darker color and just, I want to dot it here. And I'm going to do the same thing on the top. Just dots right at the lash line. So you concentrate the color. Right there. And then you're going to take one of your soft little brushes. This is the Shoto 02. And I'm just going to flick this out. So I want this to be a soft line. I don't want this to be a hard line. So what I've done is I've really made myself look more equal because I've got more shadow here than I do like right here. So that when I'm looking straight into the mirror, even though this hangs down lower, they look the same now, which is like a magic trick in and of itself. I am going to take the eyeliner of the world for your inside of your eye. This is the Sarah Creel. I like black. A lot of people like brown. I like to go in right at the lashes. And because this is a nighttime look, I am going to do the whole waterline. If it was daytime only, I would just go in between the lashes. And I find that I do better when I go this direction of going in between the lashes, because otherwise it makes you want to go like out. This is just about going in between so that you're filling in any gaps. See how much thicker this looks than this side? You really want to get a good amount of liner up there. And just have to like wiggle. And get right up into the lashes. And this will not move. Like this stuff does not transfer, which is new to me. I love a good smudgy liner, but only on purpose. So I'm going to take one of these Q-tips that I get from Ulta. I'm just going to pull this up. I'm going to put some mascara on. I'm going to show you how we're going to like bump up this look even from where we are right here. This is the Vast Lash, the Victoria Beckham mascara that for me, nothing beats this. This is my number one, ride or die. I like the way it goes on. I like the brush. I like how black it is. I like that it doesn't come off on me during the day. I like how easy it is to take off at night. It just is doing all the things that I like. I got a little piece of hair right here. Now, I'm going to dink myself if I don't already draw myself with this. I want to make sure that I'm getting a lot of mascara out here this way so that my lashes are going the same direction as the up and out eye. And then kind of go in here. See where I dinked? We're going to leave that. It would not be an eye look if I didn't dink myself. But you just have to let it dry and then it'll come right off with a spoolie. And glitter too. Like when you get glitter like underneath your eye, you can get it off with a spoolie. clean spoolie. I just really like this kind of like, it builds the volume, but it also gives you great length. This is a brand new tube, so it's a little bit wetter than my favorite consistency of it, but like I had one that I was like really stretching out, and I finally just got to the point where it was like, okay, I had to open up a new one this week. Okay, so we have just like a really nice kind of smoky eye look. And you can see that when I open and close my eye, you get that little flash, which is exactly what I was looking for. But in the summer, we like bronzy. So I am going to grab my favorite. This is Patrick Ta. Do you know who I am? People can say whatever they want to about these eyeshadows being expensive. The Violette FRs are like 32 or 33. I can't remember. This was 42, I think. People were really upset about it. These eyeshadows are absolutely in a class by themselves. The shimmer, the shine, the sparkle, everything about them I love. I like the cooler of the two, and I'm going to really bronze up this look. With this formula, I feel like less is more. I like the way it's going to warm up this look just enough to make it sort of sun-kissed. And if you really want to amp it up, take the second shade. Now, it doesn't really matter which of these you use. You could use a bronzer with silver, and you would still get the bronzy sparkle. These are so beautiful. They're like jewelry for the eyes. They will take any matte eyeshadow and make it fun. They come in a variety of shades. This is still at the club. This one, in the first series that he did, there's two eyeshadows that are kind of meh. This one works a little bit differently than the others. You get one that's super sparkly, which, by the way, this goes amazingly well with the Pave, Cocoa Pave from Victoria Beckham. These have incredible shine, but what's beautiful about them is when they get together, it's like no other. I mean, it's magical. And I hope you can see the absolute sparkling effect that these have. They have a lot of shimmer, a lot. So that is still at the club. This is one of the older ones. This is Talk to My Team. This is the one that I don't love. This does not have the bang for your buck that any of the other ones have. This is just sort of like a metallic. You can find those anywhere. You don't want that one. Okay, this one is called Do You Know Who I Am? This is one that I just put on. Very bronzy and coppery. I didn't pull all these, I just pulled a few. This is so pretty. This is when the sun sets. I'm gonna have to put a little of this on. See this color over here? I'm going to use this to just open up this whole part of my eye. Look at that. The really amazing thing about these is the amount of light that they bring. And this is all real estate over here, guys. You may not have worked with it when you were younger, but this now, this is like where I'm least wrinkled. I mean, I just took like a fairly low-key look, and now I'm ready to go to like a disco. Can you see that? The shimmer is so pretty. On the bottom, on the waterline, I'm going to show you guys what I would love to do. This one's called Slow Burn. And this is like a cranberry and like a rose. Gorgeous. And the last one I have here is Always on Your Mind. This one is easily one of my favorites. This gives you like a silver-ish and a gold-ish. The one that I have back here that I always keep out, this is the one that I recommend if you don't have one. This is called We Need Better Lighting, because you get a silver and a gold. You get both. So no matter what look you're doing, you can go cool or warm. But I have to say, this one is pretty awesome. These are a baked formula. So it's all pearls. It's just exquisitely wet looking and incredibly light catching. I hope that's coming off on camera. Like, I hope you can see how special they are. It's one of those where if you're going to get one, either get We Need Better Lighting or Always on Your Mind. This one is just a little less gold and a little less silver, but you still get like the idea of warmth and coolness. It's just in a different way. I still think We Need Better Lighting. If you're going to get one, I would get one of those, because you can make any other eyeshadow instantly sparkly and fun. Okay, let's talk lips. Oh, I did not want to forget this. In the summertime, I love two of the meteorites. I like number 3, which is this one. And this gives, I'm just going to dip an eyeshadow brush into here so you can see. This gives you a nice amount of warmth. And it looks dewy, but it's completely dry, obviously. But as a finishing powder, it's spectacular. My absolute favorite in the summer, and one of my favorite bronzers in the world, period, even though it's not really a bronzer, I think it's a bronzer, is number 4 from Guerlain. If you are like me and everything turns orange on you, let me introduce you to meteorite number 4. It is a revelation. This gives you warmth without orange. I'm going to put this on my face, don't worry. And it makes the skin absolutely radiant. It's so pretty. I don't use these. I actually use, where's the brush? I'm just going to use this for right now. This is a number 38 brush. Just dusting. Sorry, guys. There's like sirens. This is more of a finishing powder. You're not going to want to put this in the center of your face where it's going to look like you're sweating. But high points, anywhere you want to look more hydrated, just gives you that little glow, but also a beautiful bronziness that has zero orange, like zero. They're so pretty. I know a lot of people didn't love the change in scent or whatever. If they smell for a minute and then I feel like that's gone, it just doesn't bother me. 3 and 4 are so fantastic. Lips I love that I always will. Number 1 from Sicily. This is such a great color. It's just like this beigey nude, the right amount of sparkle. Love it. Couple of my favorites from MAC, Acting Natural. If you're a concealer lip girl, this one isn't like, you won't look dead. You just look like you're covered. I like to pull out my Tom Fords. I believe that they're still making both of these. This is Indian Rose and Casablanca. This is Indian Rose. I know they're still making Casablanca. I think they're still making both of them. They're like good standbys. Another lipstick that I absolutely love is the Sicily number 20 Rose Portofino. I love these colors that like enhance my lip tone. So if you're warmer, you're going to want to go a little bit more in like the terracotta range. But for me, this is the right department to be in. And then I know we all have some amount of Dior Addict lip thingies. I'm going to take out a bronzy one for today. Let's get a little liner going. This is French Exit from, oh, forgot to take this off. This is Mary Phillips. Her lipsticks are really nice too. I took some of those out. This just has like a little bit of warmth to it. I'm going to put on a little of the melon color first. I love these because they feel good. And they're pretty. Like they're sparkly and they don't have too much color. I'm always more of an eye color than a lip color. But it just changes the tone. they just feel good. And everybody has some sort of Dior lips sitting around that should be on your lips instead of in your drawer. The other thing I don't want people to forget about because of the Credo sale are these Westman Atelier super loaded highlighters, she calls these. This one is Peau de Santé. It's more of a peachy pink. Really gorgeous. Let's put a little of that on because we don't have enough makeup on yet. There's just something about them that like brings your skin to life. She just got like another 15 million or something in funding from the people that are already investing in her company. She's going to get bought out. Oh, another one. Peau de Pêche. This was the original. This on bronzy skin it's magnificent. The way it catches the light is amazing. Oh my God. Felice only has a few of the Dior's in case you guys were wondering. Felice, if you have a hard time picking one, let us know. I'm coming over. I like how she has the Dior spelled out too. See how it's like being at the store. She has them lined up so that it spells out Dior. I noticed. Okay. The last one of these that I have that I love. I have the really, really bronze one, but it doesn't look great on me. They're so hard to open. This one is Peau de Peony, and this is the one that was sold out again. It keeps selling out because it's more cool toned. Oh, it's so pretty. These on top of her blushes, like if you want to use the powder and the cream and this, you don't ever look like it's too much, but this will just catch the light in such a gorgeous way. And I love it. Okay. Do we have anything left over here? Yes. Okay. I want to see if these are on the sale before I pull these out. They are. They are on the sale. Okay, these are the Givenchy Prism Libre Powder Blushes. They are normally $47. They are on sale right now for $39.95. There is a link in my description bar should you choose to buy one. It would be great if you use my link. These are the most underrated product. I gotta zoom away from you a little bit. I want you to get a little perspective on these. Okay, so there's 4 different color powders. And it's that crazy screw up thing. And it comes out on the top, as one color. These are so beautiful, and I love to take them out in the summertime because they're powders, and in the winter I feel like, can I really wear a powder? Not as much. So we're going to look at all of these. I have all of them. I love them. I think these are one of their best products. All right, we're going to start with number 1. This is Mousseline Lilas, and this is their more cool toned lavender color. Now, I think these, I don't know if these have been reformulated yet. They must be. Let's take a look at the, it says low stock. I'll hurry. Okay, so this is Lilas. Let's make some room here. I would normally use a blush brush, but this just has a very cool toned, it's hard to see. Let me turn this down a little. There we go. Very cool toned pinky color. A little hint of like lavender undertone. Definitely more of a blue pink. Okay, then we have number 2, which is Taffeta's Rose. This one sits a little bit more squarely pink. Can see the colors much better now. They almost look better just in here than they do on me. The other thing I love about these is it's a mirror, so you can put your lipstick on with it. This is number 3, Voila Coral. Something to that effect. This is where you start getting into those more peachy, melony kind of colors. Then we have number 5, Popeline Violin, something to that effect. Love this one. You mauve lovers are going to love this one. Just gives this beautiful plummy color. And then the deepest of the 6 is Flannel Rubies. Rubies. This is going to be your terracotta. The thing that's so lovely about these is that they're lightweight. Because it's, you know, the 4 powders, I feel like you get this really dimensional look even though it's a powder. And they're fun. They're just kind of fun, you know. I like taking them out. It's a pleasure. Sometimes the packaging and everything can be, you know, it's harder to screw the top on or whatever, but I think it's so cool to have 4 colors going onto my cheek at one time, and all I have to do is open up one container. Sign me up. I'm in. They're pretty. I love carrying them. I usually bring one of them like on vacation because it's like the kind of thing that you can just throw into your bag and dot it on your face if you need a little. The last things that I wanted to show you tonight, I forgot about this, for real. I was real into the Lancome number 1 bronzer last year. This is super smoothing, you guys. It is like, it covers all of like the texture, blurring. It's a really nice bronzer, and I'm glad I pulled it back out again. I have to say, out of all the highlighters I have that are powder, I think this one's my favorite. This is the Dolce & Gabbana Devotion, and I don't think that there is anything that remotely comes close. except maybe the new Tom Ford one that I just got in that capri color, which is in my bag. I want to see how similar they are. Let's do a swatch of each. Okay. This is the one that was kind of weird. They didn't have it at Sephora. The Tom Ford, the really, really light one. Okay. So this is going to be, I'm going to do a heavier. These are very fragile, by the way. Don't want to travel with them. Okay, so this is the Dolce. It's just this very flattering, beautiful light. And this is the Tom Ford in Capri. This is actually pretty an interesting little comparison. Oh, this is much lighter. I'm guessing that this is more like the second shade, because you can see the Tom Ford is lighter and the Devotion just kind of goes into the skin. This actually gives a lighter effect to the skin, and this just seems to blend in. They're both really beautiful. I was very excited to see these. I thought that they were one of the better things that they came out with are the highlighters. So I love that. And I also took out this week my Sisley Sheer Nude. These lippies feel so, I mean, you talk about like deliciousness. Oh, they're just like soothing and wonderful on the lips. This is number 10 Sheer Nude. Love it. I have a couple more lips, but what time is it? The VBB, I think, makes your skin feel great after. Okay, we saw that. I want to make sure I'm not missing anything here. Maybe other dupe formulas. Her liner is amazing, how it doesn't transfer, but soft enough when applying it. It totally is. It's a great liner. Okay, my final lips of the evening. I just refilled this. Okay, lips that I love in the summer, part 1. Victoria Beckham lip glosses. This is Bikini. My absolute summer purse every day. It's in there. I can put this on without a mirror. It always looks good. I love it. Lip stains from Kulfi. Whatever color you decide. They have the liners that are supposedly going to get restocked. This is a glossy stain. I would say that this is a relative, like kind of the same idea as the new Gucci's, which are my absolute favorite. I think I like them more than the Tom Ford. I like the colors better, I guess. I wish Tom Ford had done like something cooler. The Chanel lips, where you have the liquid lip and then you put the clear on top. These are fantastic in the summertime because you don't have to reapply them. We love those. All of the tinted lips from Phytosurgeons are incredible. This is the color Cold Current. I cannot tell you how these have changed my life. They're so pretty. Let's put one on. These are very buildable, and they do amazing favors. They're smoothing. You can put them under lips. You can wear them instead of lips. I actually like them both ways. I sleep with one, the clear. They come in amazing colors. This is bright brine. Nothing's ever really bright from them though. Here is warm waves. No one does color like them. I don't have enough things to say about how he chooses color and how nothing is like anything that they do. This is Tender Tides. These are all delicious lip balms, so they're soothing and they're pretty at the same time. Here is Sweet Saline. They're so much more than just what they appear to be. This is Distant Depths. Oh, I love that. They're just fantastic. The lipsticks from Mary Phillips, these little lip siggies, they are so pretty. They feel great. They're easy to put on. The colors are beautiful. This is called First Base. Her liners are pretty and these lips are really beautiful. The colors are so pretty. Here is Crush. And then, as much as I absolutely hate, with a capital H, the bronzer colors that Victoria did in the color wash, I love the blushes. So these are out for summer. You get a very, this is the coral one, you get a very sheer wash of color for that like really lit from within kind of a look. I also took out the Lisa Eldridge. These are her new lip and cheek. That is Hellbore Heaven. These are fabulous. I love them. And then any color in the world, for sure sculpting. This is my ride or die highlighter. There's nothing like the Chanel Baume de Chanel in any color at any time, all the time, everywhere. I will pick it over anything. And I'm going to finish it out with Swede. This is the color oh God. Any glasses. Celine. These are like lip crayons. They're really pretty and they go on beautifully. They're easy to like throw in a bag. And in the summer, if I need a little bit of hydrating coverage, I buy a darker color for bronzer in this. This is the Charlotte Sheer Glow Tint. I buy one that's dark, and then I buy one that's like my light color. And I can mix them, I can combine them, I can carve out my face with them. This is a real sheer formula and it doesn't feel like a lot on my skin, so I like that. And the last thing today is going to be the Lisa Eldridge Seamless Skin Enhancing Elevated Glow. If you're going to get a liquid glow, let it be Lisa's. It's so pretty. Oh, that was not good. That was not good. That was not good. Hold on a second. Aside from the fact that I just lost like half the bottle. Okay, well, it's a really pretty highlighter. Thank God you don't need a lot of it because it's covering my floor right now and my jeans. It's beautiful. That's for sure. Hold on. I guess that's why I don't have a lot of liquid highlighters, because I'm that graceful. These are really pretty though. I do love them. Have I ever discussed the Leaked Labs Strange launch? I have not. I just went down to the lobby to get my new Chantecaille lip cream in Rose Myrtle. Nice color and feel. Judy, where are you? You're on vacation? Are you on vacation? All right, so let's talk about the Leaked Labs. The first thing I want to say is I really think that the lipstick lesbians have added a lot to the beauty space. Do I think that they've, done really well from it? Yes. But I also think that they opened up a whole lane that none of us had ever explored before. And that was the product development side of the business. Nobody had gone real deep into that. You hear some background things, but she was like the first one to really start talking about where things were made and different labs and, this country's for this kind of product, this country for that kind of product. The two of them, one being an educator and one being a makeup formulator, they perfectly intersect in what they're able to do together. We've got one teaching and one sharing knowledge. And so those things built on each other really made a really nice structure for them to share products. And they very, very quickly became, I think, just a welcomed voice, like a new thing, something different. And I think that they have gone from rags to riches. I mean, they've told their story. Everybody knows that, they were really going through some hard times when they filmed that first video. I think that they were trying to put something out there that was different. And I think that they wanted to take people on an adventure of what it was like to test out a product and what the process is that you go through to get, to the end product. You go through all these iterations. The problem is that the price of the product and what was given to people and the information about it, I think, got crossed. Number one, it was priced at 30 something. And I remember I went to go look at it to check out and I saw that they were charging for shipping. And I don't like paying for shipping. And all of a sudden it went from sounding reasonable to, those really aren't my colors. I don't think I'm a very highlighter kind of person. I'm going to wait and see. But a lot of people bit, and a lot of people got it, and a lot of people loved it, and a lot of people tested it, and then a lot of people felt like, why are we testing this product for you? And that is where I think there was a pain point for them. I think that people thought not fully developed product, not ready to come to market. It's not that it wasn't safe. There's no way that anybody is going to put out something into the world knowing that it's not safe. It's just not. What do you guys think? I think that right now, regardless of how anybody feels, I recently watched an interview that Katie Couric did with Rachel Pullen Goldberg, Hirsch's mom, one of the hostages that was killed by Hamas. And she recently wrote about the experience. And she was talking about having a why. And she and her husband now really want to step in because there is so much wrong with the fact that we're always screaming at each other. Like, things have just gotten so incredibly loud, and no one knows how to talk to each other anymore. Nobody has to like agree about everything, but my God, can we just hear each other anymore? Like, can we even say that we have a different feeling about somebody else? I think that there are ways of saying things to brands that are appropriate. I think that there are ways of being mean to people where you're talking about the way they express themselves, or if somebody's on the spectrum or has a disability of some kind, or maybe has a learning difference. None of us is above any of that. And I think that as a 58-year-old woman who was a school teacher for a very long time, I can honestly say that we all need to do a much better job of expressing how we feel to other people, not in a vomit all over the internet kind of way, but in a face-to-face, in conversation with each other. Last night, I was talking with my son, and I said, if you could do any job, because he's getting ready to go to law school, and I want to make sure that this is what he really wants. And I said, if you could have any job in the whole world, and it didn't matter, what you did, that it would be financially fine for you, that you could live whatever life you wanted to live. And he said, I'd want to go into politics. And I was like, you'd want to go into politics? I'm like, I can't think of anything worse right now than politics. I'm like, what do you mean? Why do you want to go into politics? And he said, I think I could really help. And he talked through like all these different points where one of his points was over here, and one of his points was over here, and one of his points was over here, and one was over here, and one was over here. And he said, Mom, I don't think you understand that people my age don't get mad at the other side if they do something that winds up being beneficial for them in the long run. They don't have to agree on everything in order to say that something is good or not good. They evaluate each thing and not the person that's pushing through the legislation or whatever. And I said, that's kind of a tough hair to split right now. And I do think that we need to do better when we disagree with people. I think that what the two of them must have gone through from hearing all of this from every corner of the internet, it's really easy to get mad at somebody online. It's almost like when people are in their cars and they get road rage. You would never act like that in like a grocery store, like you just wouldn't. Like I was at Trader Joe today and nobody would have come up to me and given their opinion on whether or not this was a cute sweater or that my hair was this way or that way. What do you guys think about it? Do you think that they should have put it out? Do you think there should have been more of a disclaimer? Do you think that when you buy into it, that they could have said, you're going to get iterations 1 and 2, whatever we decide to do with this, if we decide to bag it? Maybe they could have been like made a club out of it or a membership where you're part of their, instead of everybody feeling like they were research rats, maybe they could have done it alongside them. One of the things that I'm doing on the website that I'm doing with you guys is I'm going to do the learning with you. I don't know any of this stuff until I go and research it. And no one does, Finding all these little things and pulling them together and making sense of it takes time and energy, and people have jobs and lives, but this is like our fun, this is where we thrive. This is where we relax. And I just think like back to the 2017 era of beauty, when all that insanity went on, that's when I got really turned off. I don't know if it was because I was the wrong age or what it was, but it was just like not a good look. I don't think that any amount of makeup can cover up that kind of ugly, as something to that effect is what I put on my Instagram. What do you guys think? Yes, oh no, a spill. I think the why are we paying you to test your odd product was the afterthought. You mean like that was not what people thought they were doing, or they didn't think they were doing that? Because I don't think, my understanding of the product was, we're going to bring you things from a lab for you to try out, and we're going to work on the formula together. I thought that's what the activity was, but I think some people felt that they were supposed to get a finished product. I don't know. Or some people thought it wasn't a safe product. I don't know. I think they were trying to do, a Refer-like model, but too expensive, a little too much hubris, and rushed too much too fast. So Refer, in case anybody wants to rewind on that, I'm just going to fill in the holes. Refer had no makeup experience and went to the beauty community and said, here you go. You guys tell us what to do. We're going to listen to everything that you guys say. We're going to improve on things. We're going to put things out. You're going to work with us. And they did it at a price that was very appealing to people. And by having people come in and become part of it and get like an added value from leaving, you were able to shop those inexpensive brushes, or they became inexpensive brushes, if you left the reviews, and if you came back and you commented, and if you came back with feedback. And they were kind of missing that piece. And part of the problem was we already knew them, right? They were already known to us. Whereas like Tom from Refer, none of us knew. Nobody in the beauty community knew him. Refer started off a little bit, with hubris and switched too fast, apologized, then built slowly and gave a lot. Maybe they had better funding. I don't know. I don't know. I think that Refer was very smart the way that they worked. And I think it was a good model. I think a membership model, maybe 3 products, commitment, and cheaper per product. But that's a difficult model with pitfalls too. That's why, like, if they decided that a product was no go, then what? Then what did those people do? In order to be part of the process on a scale that they're talking about, would be impossible to do for free. They could do a group of lottery winners or something where those are the people that get to test something, and they could show the testing, I guess, to the beauty community, but that wouldn't be an all of beauty community experience. So that would be a whole different situation. I think a membership model, maybe 3 products. Yep. Refer originally said that they could design better brushes so we didn't have to buy so many. They kind of mansplained that. Well, every man mansplains, right? Originally, they got in trouble for coming in and engineering makeup better. Oh, I didn't know that they came in hot at the beginning. I thought it was always an open reciprocal model. They sure leaned in, you know. If they didn't, they leaned very, very quickly. And I feel like Refer has been a good value. I mean, my Refer brushes are my favorite brushes. They're amazing. They switched fast. Well, thank goodness, because they had to. Things get so out of hand so fast with social media. I just don't think that we were meant to be on this speed. I feel like we're listening to records at 78 when we're all about 45, you know? They learned very well, and I've heard that they're super nice. Tom has been absolutely fantastic, and everybody who knows him says the same thing. I have nothing but nice things to say about them, and he's been very supportive of me and just sent me another package in the mail, so I can't wait to get it. Very excited. One of the only places that I've gotten PR from. What do you guys think? Do you think that they should have, I mean, at this point, they've offered people a refund if they want it. So I don't know what more they can do. They listened, they heard, they're regrouping. They said that all their launches are not going to be like that. Some of them will be something else. I think they're trying to find something new and different. Personally, I was more freaked out by how much they were charging for their classes. I wanted to sign up to take their classes because I figured I'm going to learn so much from them. I was like, no. It was really expensive, like not doable expensive. I don't know. I feel like you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. It's like, oh, I don't know what happened to the other lips that I was brought out. I had the Victoria Beckham lip balms too, because I've been using those again. And the Lisa Eldridge. What did I do with those? They're over there. I don't know. I think it's really sad that everybody has to jump and attack people now. Like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what the answer is here. I just think that there's so much screaming and we just need to like talk to each other again. And I just don't think that you have to agree with everybody about everything in order to be able to coexist with them. It's not fun. I hope that, the things that were said about the way they spoke or the way they thought or the way they, I think that there are people that probably had never, had an experience where they were getting information from somebody who was having an attention kind of an issue. I don't know how to say this the right way anymore. Everybody's different, and pointing out how somebody's different is not the way that you argue with them about their makeup. Argue with them about the makeup. Don't attack the person. The lipstick lesbians were themselves sort of scammed by a similar education scheme. Maybe they think that that's the way to do business. I hope they learn from it and maybe have better support and guidance. Were you one of the people who bought from them? Did anybody here buy the launch from them? There's just been so much garbage content, I call it. Content about other people's content is really like shit content. That was always my feeling. I think maybe they had expectations that people aren't as mean, as entitled as they really are. Yeah. People are mean and people are entitled. And I mean, for $30-something, you bought into a makeup product. It's not like the first makeup product that, was controversial or something. They have had a makeup launch before. So they had a business, some kind of a lipstick company. And they dissolved that corporation when this started. I don't think it did very well. You didn't buy it, looked kind of blah to me for the price, to be honest. I just was like, I don't know if I have a need for like a bendable highlighter. I don't know. Like I was, the whole thing was like, I don't really do highlighters. I like, you guys know, I like to look dewy. I like to look younger, healthier. I'm not one to highlight with color. Not that there's anything wrong with it. It's just not what I choose. So when I saw the colored highlighters, I was like, oh, I'll just watch this one from the outside. I don't know. I just didn't pull the trigger on that one. I don't know. I don't love when everything is all the same. Like if one more company comes out with a lip balm, I mean, it's literally, I can't even imagine, like if we had to count how many lip balm launches we've had in the past 2 years, there's like 1,000 lip balms. The shades and aesthetic are kind of weird for you. It was kind of like Other Planet-y. Like it reminded me of makeup that I would wear like in the 80s. I wouldn't pay for an experience to try things on, but that product was meh. You would pay. I would pay too. But I'd want to pick Like I'd want to see what I was going to be getting. I would want to see if it was going to be something that I would gravitate to in a store, you know, because I would pay for an experience and I don't care if they're gaining something on it. I wouldn't look at it as them getting free advice from me. She's a product evaluator. She doesn't need our advice. You can launch a product by testing it with a small amount of people. That's a good cross section and get the same information. It's not like they were going to benefit greatly from this, you know. Their target audience was already buying. So, I don't know. There's a part of me that really does feel like they have added a lot to this space. And I like that. I like something a little different. That's why I don't want to just evaluate makeup. Like I want to put makeup on, I want to chit chat, and I want to like do skincare stuff. And I don't want to have to like be first and evaluate something and be first. Like that whole thing was just not good for me. And when it came down to like all the things that I've been looking at, the reason why I keep coming back to this is because this is what I like. I like the back and forth. I like us talking. I like the conversation. I like knowing what you guys want to see and bringing it, like I like that. I like learning along with you. Like, oh, we're going to find out about that. Let me grab a whole bunch of information and, get it out to you. All the skincare stuff, did I know all of this before? No. And I'm still learning. And let me tell you guys something. AI is a bitch. I'm building a website with AI right now with Claude Cowork, and he's not the best coworker. I'll be honest, he's not my favorite coworker. I don't know. We'll see what happens when, I'm going to get it done. It's going to be great. We're going to have a space that's ours, and it's going to be a really nice, like low-key place to hang out and not feel like everything is like, buy this, I'm a teacher. I want to facilitate. I want to co-learn. I've always been like that. I've always learned along with my students. My husband used to always say that I was a great Trivial Pursuit player because I had all these random first grader facts in my head about whales or New Zealand or penguins or, some kind of a plant. You get random information. All right, loves. I hope that this was a reason to go back into your stash and find a couple things. Guys, if you find one eyeshadow palette and one blush and one bronzer, you're ahead of the game. You're ahead of the game. Grab a couple of your lippies that you haven't put on and just change things up. Like just because it's new doesn't make everything else invisible. One of my favorite things still to this day, I think you can still buy these, is this Chantecaille, that Lotus Perfect Blur Glow Powder. Like nothing has beat this. If you wanted a finish on your skin, I remember this. It was like one of the first times that there was a powder that I actually felt like didn't look like, it made me look like I was 100 years old. There is something for everybody, and everything out there is not for everyone. And it's not supposed to be. I think we just all need to stop screaming at each other and act like human beings again. So I'm going to tell you right now, if our grandmothers watched us do this kind of stuff, that would not have had a good effect. Somebody once said to me, teach your class like you think your grandmother is sitting there watching you. And I was like, oh, that's very true. Like, I would want her to be so proud. And I've inspired you to dig through your stash and maybe the Chantecaille powder. Oh, God, there's like, think of all the eyeshadow palettes that you've bought over the years. Just Tom Ford and the Chanel, the random, quads that you have, the Charlotte Tilburys from a long time ago, the Marc Jacobs is coming back. Your Marc Jacobs Omega Bronzer. There's so much good makeup that you have, and it just needs to feel new again. And let me tell you something, it does, because you forget that you have it. I have a plan for us to be able to rotate through things easier than this process. So that will be the next thing after skincare, is getting a way to organize all of this. I'm working on it. And I think I have a solution. So we'll see what happens. I'm not making any promises, but I think I'm going to try to make it easier for us to manage our collections, and also to like keep track of like when we bought something and maybe when we opened something, so we kind of like know when it was from, and we don't just have to smell it. I hope you all dig into your collections and find at least one good thing. Take out one Tom Ford quad that has the real sparkly in it. Put it on top of anything else, and you're like, ooh, it's brand new again. You don't have to shop and buy for all of this. Save your money. Get a facial. Go get a massage. Buy yourself some skincare. Save up for, something like a beauty tool, like LED or something. There's going to be so many sales for Memorial Day, you guys. I was kind of like going through with AI, kind of going through like what was on sale last year for Memorial Day to get an idea. If it's not on sale right now, it will be. That's all I can say. Just sit tight, because the economy is what the economy is right now. All right, everybody. I love all of you. I hope you have a wonderful Wednesday. And I'll see you guys later in the week. I'm not sure what day, but we will get together again. And I've been staying up very late working on the website. So I want you all to know, like, I'm at the point right now where I'm picking out pictures, and I may actually have you guys vote on like the hero image. But this is I made my logo, so I'm excited about that. But I'm looking at things like this for like my hero image. Made these with AI, because obviously I don't have this in my house. This beautiful, clean bathroom that no male is ever in. Anybody have any thoughts, comments, questions, anything? Okay. Sweet dreams, everybody. Have a good rest of your week. Take care of yourselves. Love you all. Good night. You're beautiful too. Good night, everybody. Sweet dreams. Bye. Don't buy anything new.